We're back, guys, so soon. Why are we back, Bree?
We're back because someone who shall remain freeform dropped a trailer.
We finally got the trailer. And it's a really good trailer, so...
And I don't know how to feel.
I definitely don't know how to feel. There's so much in, like, this... It's, like, not even 3 minutes, but it feels like days.
Yeah, this is like 5 episodes in 3, what is it, like 2.5 minutes?
Yes. No, seriously, I tried to figure out how many episodes this could possibly be clips from, but it's impossible to tell.
They're just all over the place.
They're all over the place. Yeah, it's like, it has to be at least half the season, which is crazy. But also, what we deserve. Yeah.
Comments about Tally went to like an old English poet's house to rifle through clothes to wear for this season.
We're gonna get through everybody's clothing choices because I think they legit picked their own, the character. It's supposed to reflect the actual characters, so now we know their actual taste in clothes, and some of them are questionable. Like, how old does Scylla think she is?
Well, she's well dressed in most of the scenes.
In some scenes, and others, you're like, girl, you're like going to the PTA. What are you doing?
I do think that I don't know that Tally got to pick her clothes though, because she didn't have, like, I don't know. It seems like cobbled together.
Yeah, but like some of the outfits are kind of like, okay, they're going for clearly like hippie matrifocal vibes.
Yeah.
For Tally. But yeah, it doesn't always add up to the character. So like maybe they don't have a choice in their wardrobe in the beginning, but who knows?
Yeah.
There are things to be said about their wardrobes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know, do you want to just jump in? Because
that's the only way to get started. This episode is literally just about this trailer. So
yeah. And I already have comments about the wardrobe on the very first scene.
Of course you do. Good. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm sure you've seen this too many times to count, as have I. But we're just going to watch it one more time. And then we're going to get into this.
We're going to like pause at certain points where we need to scream about things.
Yes. Yes. So
be ready.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Countdown. 1, 2, 3, go.
Pause.
Already?
Yes!
Close! We're gonna watch it all the way through and then start pausing.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Fine.
That's what EP Caitlin told us to do.
Oh, well, goddamn. Okay, fine.
If we don't do what she says,
she'll leave us or murder us. One of the two.
Or edit us horribly.
So we watch through the whole thing, and then we're gonna...
Yes. Oh, Jesus. It's going again. Okay, let's do Jesus. All right, let's go back to the beginning.
0.
All right. On go, we'll press play and just watch it through. Then we'll go back and do the pausing. Cool.
Okay. Are we saying anything?
Yeah, let's talk through it. Just yell, just yell, but no pausing.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. It's the yell but no pause challenge. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Now I want to know what you're going to say about these outfits.
Well, I'll say it when we pause.
It's VP Silver.
We're already on to like people running through the forest. Oh, we get the teaser scene.
We've seen that scene.
Okay, that is definitely Scylla and Nicta.
I know.
Going somewhere in a barn.
I hate
we got the session marshal.
Definitely the session marshal.
Seeing through Adil's invisibility.
Yes, exactly.
Great River Council.
That's the council? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a gang of witches.
That's...
Woo, I like her, whoever she is.
Okay. Yes, me too. And I think that's a civilian army back there.
That's what I thought too. The OG witches, Kalina doing stuff.
Old Nicta or...
There's regular Nicta.
Did you see Morgan?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
I have
so we've got...
that. The creepy house.
Good lord.
Angst confirmed.
Yes, this helicopter scene is scary though.
I know. Ugh,
Whoa.
Wayne's last supper.
Okay, so Tally having visions.
Tally getting supervisions from the past and future. I think this is Raylla. She's seeing doing terrible stuff.
What
It's
the
first
actual?
kill.
This is the end.
It is.
The haunted house.
And those like fancy dress witch collars.
Right, they're in their uniform in fancy witch collars, so that can be
Bob.
great.
Bob is like super excited about that scene.
I'm terrified of that scene. I think this fight scene is fake.
Fake. We'll get to that in a. I don't. What the? Now this.
I don't know.
Everyone thinks this is a goodbye scene, and then a hello scene.
Interesting. Aerial shot.
Aerial, and I have. You can tell Tally's on. You can tell Jess is on a wire by the way she jumped.
Oh, nice. Alder with her sheep. All right, she has hobbies of sheep herding. Got it.
Sheep herding Alder. What else could be cool?
Maybe. I mean, that's probably what her family was doing before she was. Almost
for real.
young.
So she knows about the. She knows about the sheeps.
She sure does. 1600 style. 1600 style.
So we're in the pausing phase of this, and
we're
now
in the pausing phase.
I have a lot of feelings about this clothing.
All right, so first, the very first scene. It's
the very first scene at 0.
At time 0. Caitlin.
I'm gonna get to the most important part to me.
Yes.
At the end of my monologue here. But first I'm going to start with Tally because she stuck out to me the most. And this is where I think that like she's, I don't know, it's like, I can't even think about it. Like Flannery O'Connor, but Tally. Flannery O'Tally.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. She wears like a necklace. She almost looks like she got country vibes going on.
See, to me, she's got old English library vibes.
Like you found her in a cottage.
Yeah, like you found her in a cottage in the 1930s, and she's a woman who wears pants.
Yes.
And writes novels.
I can see that from Tally.
And the entire village disapproves of her maidenhood.
I mean, aside from writing novels, that's basically Tally, right? The matrifocal compound / her mama was like, don't go to war. And she did. And she was reading instead of writing when she wasn't supposed to, reading her army magazine. So
yeah, I suppose so.
The vibe's kind of there.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's the vibe it's giving me. And I like it. Abigail looks like she's in her PJs.
Right. I was gonna say, Abigail looks like she just got woke up by whatever this is going on.
Yeah, like whatever's going on. She was asleep.
Like,
Adil looks like he's been out doing chores. He looks normal. He's the
right.
like.
He looks normal. The most normal.
And then colors. Lastly, Scylla over here needs to stop being a criminal and showing off that little sliver of abdomen.
I know. She's got like the crop top thing going on.
But
she looks like Scylla.
It's rude because it's hot.
Well, yeah, she looks like Scylla.
She does look like Scylla.
She looks like Scylla. No plaid, though. So this is Scylla, not Justine's wardrobe.
Yeah, no plaid, but that belt is, this is just what you imagine. That.
Scylla the belt.
And the only other thing is it Yule because we've got the garland in the background?
Yeah, I think you're right. I was like, oh, it's part of the house, but that doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's just above like an entryway. It's not like growing out of the walls. Yeah, I think you're right. That might be like Yule decoration. Nothing else in this room looks decorated, but yeah, that could be like a Yule decor, shall we say. Interesting like house though, because like someone's got her arm on this chair that looks pretty like ornate looking. There's like kind of a chandelier. It's not a super ornate one above them. But the wallpaper, or not the wallpaper, the paint, the way the walls are painted look kind of like faded. So it looks like
no, I think it is wallpaper and wainscoting.
Ah, okay. It looks like it's not kept up, whatever this house is. And like the curtains behind Scylla have like gold tassels. So it's fancy, but not upkept. So I'm wondering whose house this is or how they got here. It's very interesting looking.
In the background here, we've got who I've named Steve on the wall
Steve.
beside a dill.
Ah, got it.
So that ram.
Oh, yeah. All the freaking animals, man.
Now,
someone's
I will
hunting
say
lodge.
this house, if you look at the decorations, the paint, the wallpaper, I think it's the same house that the Great River Council is in later in the trailer.
I agree with you. It's got the same vibes. So I'm wondering if this is like a session witch headquarters or something.
Yes. Because I think they took over somebody's old plantation house.
I mean, probably. Yeah. That's probably exactly what's going on here.
All right. Yeah. I'm good. If you have anything else to say.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
Let's see.
Oh, this fuckhead.
Okay.
Okay. So, listen, a future Laura Neal Award winner again for season 3. VP Silver pretending to be sad, basically, on the TV with the scroll that says, Vice President Silver reflects on the loss of his daughter. And he's basically like, here's the unit, here are their faces, kill these bitches.
Let me pretend that I didn't kill my own daughter.
The way he can fuck all the way off is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Speaking of people that need to die.
Yes. He's high up on that list.
I'm down with impaling. Like that's a good fate for him, in my opinion.
Yep, bring back the stoning, but from the witches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they were gonna do to Tiffany.
Yeah. Payback's a bitch. Yeah, and he's basically like saying they're fugitives. So like confirming that like the federal government is trying to get those 3.
Hunt them down.
I assume Nikta will also be in that announcement, but it's only the unit that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like if their faces are all over the news, these 3 have to be in disguise at some point, is all I'm saying. Otherwise, this makes no sense.
I agree. I mean, either that or they're just literally laying low, but they're not because we see them out.
Right.
I know they're in the session. I know they're in the session for a lot of this, but still.
They're on national television.
Do they do people in the session pay attention to this? Is my question.
I mean, remember in season 2 where they had Chippewa news? Like, they had their own news station, but like they were still showing like the VP Silver Petra Bellwether announcement. So I imagine this will show up.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. I'm trying to rationalize why Nikta has a new face and nobody else. It does not mathing for me right now. I need episodes before I'm really mad about that.
I assume it'll be explained, so.
I hope. It's Elliot, so I can only assume.
All right. Next
is creepy people running through a foggy forest at night. I have no comment on this.
I have no comment either.
Yeah. All right. Then okay,
the teaser scene. I'm sorry.
Before we get to the teaser scene, at nighttime, it's got the unit and it's like kind of like moving away from them. And it looks like they're in that forest. I just want to say something I noticed throughout this whole trailer.
The red?
Yes. There's always a theme color for the season, and this one seems to be red, which is like war. Like love and war, I think is like this is going to be the big theme for this season. There's a lot of red hues in here. So this is one too. It's like they're in the blue part of the forest, but there's behind them is the red piece coming in. Or unless that also means Camarilla too, like it did in the finale where the final biddy battle, where like the hallway was like completely red drenched where the Camarilla was.
It's also, but Tally's eyes go red as well when she's having the visions, and Tally's in a lot of reds this season. Judging from the trailer. So I think you're right in that it's a general theme color for the season.
Yeah. So we'll see what it really means, but I think it's either Camarilla war or love, because those are
Or
like
all of
war
the
and lover,
above.
or all of the above at different pieces, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But we still got the blue going on, so I guess I think blue will also be prominent, just because like where there is war, there is death, and there seems
Mm-hmm.
to be a lot of necro magic happening based on this trailer too. So that's exciting.
Very exciting.
Cool. So yeah, next scene is the scene we talked about last time in its entirety,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Scylla reunion honeymoon scene at 12 o'clock. Well, before 12
Yes.
o'clock.
They can't have a honeymoon scene without there being like angst and sadness, though, because
Well,
that's
of
their
course not.
brand.
This is Motherland. Well, Raylla is half of the couple, so of course not. Can't be super
Exactly.
happy. Is it really Raylla?
Yeah. I think it'll be like, you remember the end of the Hunger Games when they actually got to go and have a life, but
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
still
yeah.
all of this sadness
Oh, I know.
surrounding them
Katniss.
because of the trauma.
Yes, Katniss is literally Rayelle. No, seriously, because she's like
Yes.
depressed even when it's over, and you're like, this bitch can't be happy, can she? That's Rayelle.
Exactly.
No, you're so right. That is the best parallel I've heard, or like comparison. I love it. So buckle up for angst, guys. There will be lots of Rayla angst and
Yes,
Rayelle
there
angst,
will.
as always.
As always. Okay.
But we go from that, what is a cute scene, to fuckhead Silver again.
Yeah, like, why did they have to book in? Like, why
I
do
don't
we have to
know.
have.
Why? Who made this decision? In Pride. Come on, it's Pride Month. Why would you do this to us?
It was Laura Neal.
It was Lauren.
She
Hill.
snuck in.
He's his. This is her favorite character. Yeah, just to be extra homophobic. So yeah, he's basically saying this long speech about how like for too long the witches have like, what did he say? Have lived as a separate society, but that's over now.
Yeah.
So, and it seems to be this like big like government council that's going on with all the branches of the government, because we see like more of this like dinner party happening.
Right.
So this is probably him pushing the Camarilla agenda. So it can like be read as like, oh, we need to like embrace witches and put them under our law, aside from letting them be lawless in the military. But really it's like the Camarilla being like, we need to exterminate them from our society. So it's like double speak, I think is what he's saying.
Under the guise of incorporating witches into the
Unity.
larger society, and once you fall for that, we're just going to kill them all.
Correct. Yeah. So I think this is under the guise of like, well, these three witches have to be brought under justice, because like in the military has their own like judges, juries, like due process when it comes to like these kinds of military infringements of rules matters. So I think what they're saying here is like, no, you have to come under the branch of the human government, because this is super biased if it's just the military charging them, because it's just witches. Like they're not going to convict witches. It needs to be fair. So I think this is part of that whole thing to kind of like get human oversight over the army, which I think is going to be a big thing throughout the season. That's going to be hella problematic.
So bad.
So
and it's going to be what makes Fort Salem inhabitable to witches for the first time.
I agree. Yeah. Because you mentioned last time, like Fort Salem is going to turn into something it never was before. It'd be like unrecognizable. Probably by the time Abigail comes back. And like, yeah, this is them chipping away at all of that. And yeah, I feel bad for Petra, what she's going to have to go through.
It's taking their space. You're taking all of which's space, property, autonomy, etc. Hey, what does that remind you of?
Yeah, I mean, and it's like the little like illusion of autonomy they seem to have now, because like really their only place in society is this army, is the military. So like they're trying to erode that, and then witches really have no place, except probably in the session where it's like completely different, but still. Which I think might be why the unit perhaps gets like resistance when they go to the session about their like plight, because the session has their own way of doing things. Like that's probably more like witches have a bigger role. But who knows?
And
And they're like, whatever,
I
fuck it.
suspect they don't want to deal with this bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
this is
no.
bringing the
federal
civilian government. This is bringing the U.S. government onto their land. Like, this is they came in and have caused a problem that the session wouldn't want to deal with anyway.
Exactly. Right. But then there's lines later in this trailer where they're like, where I think it's Scylla who's like, listen, the Camarilla is really the enemy here. They don't give a fuck about your session. Like, they're coming after all of us. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, so I think they'll see the light eventually, but there's definitely going to be resistance. Because, like, it's almost like they're their own, like, country, kind of. And they're like, I don't want your government in our government. Like, fuck that. No. Get out of our land.
Because there's a scene in the trailer, if you pause on it, where Abigail's standing in front of some army people, and you can see on the wall it says entry point. So it is literally a different country.
Border. Yeah, exactly.
Session border.
Yeah. But really, fuck you, VP Solar, is what I'm trying to say here. And fuck this too, because it almost looks like this. There's like a wider shot later. Is this one of Abigail's houses that they're in too, like a witch house?
Is Petra's. This is the Bellwether Mansion that we've seen before, where they had the dinner with all of the potential suitors. And My Three Dads was the episode, but it's like why. It's like, we're going to go to the general's house and just basically disrespect witches and try to get them, kill them all. Like, we could do this in the White House. Yeah, like, why do you have to invade one more witch's space?
Right, that's, I think that's the symbolism. And I hate it.
Yes, me too. It's like taking over everything. Fuck you, Silver. Yeah, I'm getting more and more mad as we talk about it.
I know, I hate him so much. Okay, let's move past him.
Sorry, Victor, you're a cool guy, I'm sure.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sure the actor's a human, but fuck your character.
Okay, moving on.
After we see his ugly face, what's next?
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Scylla and New Nicta walking up a hill at what looks like some kind of
dilapidated house.
Dilapidated barn thing.
Yeah, with like, I don't know.
All of these supplies, like leftover plywood and poles, metal pieces, whatnot that you would find in.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just say what you would see in like a rural area, just piled up somewhere.
Yeah, and it's like tall grasses and things like that. So the session is my assumption. But do you think this is them like scouting ahead of like everybody to see if it's safe, or is this like when Scylla and Nicta are like kind of doing their own thing later at the diversion we talked about when they have to split up?
I think they're doing their own thing at this point.
Me too, because these outfits keep popping up, these particular ones.
Yes. Yeah. They're leading the session marshal away or something. Agreed. Maybe laying a false trail.
Yeah, it seems like from the cuts later that they cover quite a bit of ground by doing this, and they're always in these outfits.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. Next.
And then they enter, I guess, that building.
That building, we assume.
But who knows?
But here, why is it nighttime now?
Listen, I feel they do a lot. I might have theories that they're doing a lot of deceptive cuts to make it look like it's continuous, but it's really not.
Yeah, and it's not. This is a totally different thing.
I think this is nighttime of the day they're doing the diversion, or the next day, or the morning after, or something. But
look at Scylla's face, though. There's something iffy going on.
Yeah, and if you look at like the sides of this, it does look like a barn or something that was abandoned, because there's like growth, like plant growth coming into the walls. So whatever this is, some kind of abandoned place, and something funky is inside, because neither of them look happy. Scylla looks scared, and like New Nicta looks like, fuck. Like she's about to brace herself. Yeah.
That describes it perfectly.
So I think they get into some kind of scuffle in here, and the shots we see later looks like they're fighting each other, but they're not. I think they're fighting whoever is in this room.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my theory.
Maybe it takes New Nicta's face.
Maybe. Who knows?
All right. Next. Oh, session
marshal. Definitely. That is 1,000% who this is.
Michael.
And he... Oh, go. His wife is so cute too on Twitter right now.
I love Michael Horse.
He's awesome. I'm super excited for
He's
him.
awesome. Me too.
I love the cowboy vibes.
Yes.
Because that's the session. And even like his comrades, I guess, maybe the session police
Deputies.
or there you go, deputies. That is the good word. But I'm thinking he's definitely a witch.
Oh, absolutely. And I think he's the most powerful.
Right, like
bro.
the elder of the session or something. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if all the deputies are necessarily witches, but he definitely is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but very interesting.
You don't get Michael Horse in your show without giving him some kind of awesome powers.
Very exciting. All right. After we see those guys, there's the running in the forest. There's a lot of running in the forest.
There is.
It looks like it's Scylla for sure.
Scylla, Adil, Abigail.
And I guess a Nicta, I'm not sure which one. I can't
tell which Nicta. I think we can tell. Is there another shot? No.
No, that one's...
I don't know if... I think it's connected to this, though.
Possibly, yeah. It's very hard to see. But yeah, this is like the escape that I think that happens like towards the midway point in the season.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And then the next scene is... I don't know where they are either, but it's like Abigail, Adil, Tally, and New Nicta. And like Abigail and Tally look like they're emerging from some kind of... I don't know what.
It looks like a trailer or something.
Okay. It doesn't look big.
Like a camper.
Yeah, I like that. And
like they're staying in a camper or something?
You think maybe that's where they're staying? Like that's their mobile home?
Maybe.
And they're like, fuck, we got to get out of here because...
But
danger.
Also it looks weird behind them. Like I can't tell what's going on. It could just be
there's supplies in there. I wonder if it's a shed or something. I don't know.
Maybe it is. It just looked really weird. The door looks weird.
It's like metal and shiny. It's very weird. Like it looks very out of place from all like the buildings we've seen in this forest that are like wooden and dilapidated. This looks like newer. It's weird.
Is it supposed to go to an underground structure or something?
Ooh, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's like
because it kind of looks like something. Yeah, it kind of looks like something like that. That would.
It's super dark inside wherever, like behind them.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
But you've got this one light, this yellow light.
I was just going to say that. And I think that's coming. It looks like it's not coming. Maybe is it coming from inside or is it coming from outside?
I think it's coming from inside, but at an angle.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like it's to Abigail's right or something shining across.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So I guess tunnel vibes. I like that.
Totally tunnel vibes.
But they emerged somewhere scary.
Yeah, and in the middle of the forest.
They're going to have a lot of nighttime frolics from danger in the forest.
Oh my God, imagine how cold it is. All those night shoots in Vancouver or outside Vancouver.
Yikes.
Ooh, those coats. Big puffy coats.
They got thin coats on. These poor babies.
Well, I mean, like between scenes.
No, yeah, between scenes. But like these scenes must have been like...
Yeah, especially for Abigail up there, who looks like she does not have as many layers on.
Right. She never looks like she has a bunch of layers on. Her clothes seem the most like slim tailored and the least amount of layers out of anybody. Tally has the most.
Yeah.
And she even has a little beanie on.
Okay. Tally, that hat pops up so many times.
It does.
I have a feeling that either Tally or Jess loves this hat.
Like, listen, I am cold. I want this hat.
Yeah. It's not even a beanie, though. It's like one of those... I don't know what you call it. It's got a brim. It's got a bill.
Yeah. I don't know it.
I don't know it either.
I don't know it either. Good on you, Tally. We like it.
Yeah, we like it. We appreciate. I'm sure Caitlin will find the name of the hat.
I'm sure she will. Make us look dumb, Caitlin. You got this.
Yeah. Do it.
All
right.
What's next? The session marshal and his gang finds them, I assume.
Yes, and that's when we get the session marshal seeing through Adil's invisibility cloak, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
With his blue magic eyes.
Yeah, so I guess they're running through the forest at some point. Adele cloaks them, and this guy's like, "Yeah, bitch, I see right through that."
Now, I have a question about his eye
Eyes.
situation. It reminds
Yeah,
me of Rael's later in the trailer. Is
it
he
sure
using
does.
mycelium magic, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Good
Perhaps.
question.
It is an excellent question. Like, is he using the mycelium per se? Well, let's see. Or is it maybe some kind of specific brand of magic the mycelium's
Thank
more
you.
tapped into?
Exactly.
Because I'm wondering because what we've seen so far from these different, I'm gonna say tribes, not like for lack of a better word, of like witches. It's almost like they have their own like element they like of magic they are more in tune with. Like the military witches we've seen so far very like weather magic-y. And then the Tareem are very like earth magic-y. So I wonder if the session has like some element they're more linked to, and whatever that is, that's kind of like what the mycelium leans towards. So I don't know, maybe it's like necro, like
Could
the
be.
underworld. I don't know, but yeah, he definitely has the same glowing eyes as Rail, which is fascinating.
I also wonder if it's not just a more pure form of
Yeah,
work, like
totally.
going back to prehistoric, like it's more linked to the prehistoric work from way before when witches started adapting work. So it's
Yeah.
more raw type, tapping into the natural raw power of nature and, you know, the universe in general versus witches making their own work out of what they have in their bodies, if you will, or what they're
Yeah.
funneling through things.
Like using the powers of the ancestors or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so to speak, because I love all of that because I can't see it as being the same magic Rail is using because like technically this mycelium we have, unless it really does go back to like the dawn of witches, there was always a mycelium. It's 300 years, and I feel like the session magic like extends like
Mm-hmm.
thousands of years. So
Yes.
I don't think it's exactly the same, but I think it's
No.
tapping into that same purity of magic, like you're saying, that same source. That's why I was thinking like an element, but
Exactly.
like a source makes sense. I
And it
like
would
that a lot.
also kind of make sense to me if that's the case that Rael is having more trouble either controlling or getting enough power to do certain things.
Totally. Yeah.
So,
I wonder if, because that made me think like if it's that kind of level of magic, then there's really nobody in the army mentor wise that they would run into that could
mm-hmm.
help her
Yep.
unless she partners with a session person that's willing to
Mm-hmm.
teach her how to tap into that magic. And maybe that's the key, because again, it's all, this is all going to be about uniting the different tribes of witches, so to speak. So yeah, I
Oh.
wonder if maybe the marshal helps Rael unlock her full potential. Like he's part of like, he's like the
What if
mentor
that's
to
where
her
Rael goes?
with the session
Yeah, like
marshals
Rael is
to
like
train.
has to go do her like super duper session training thing with Michael Horse.
Listen, I would love that better than Rael was captured again. Rael is in a coma. Like, yes,
It
give
would
Rael something good to do,
It would
productive. You
also
know.
make sense if that
I love that.
the scene later on where Scylla and Rael, we think they're saying goodbye. Scylla doesn't look like super duper upset or anything.
Right, right. She's like, okay, this is temporary. You'll be fine and stronger, and you'll be safe because you're with him. He can protect you.
Exactly.
I love that. You know what? We were stupid in the last time we talked about this. We just unlocked it. That galaxy brain. Yeah, I love that.
And that's why she shows up later with the crazy eyes and
Yeah,
whatever the
totally.
hell's going on with her mouth.
Listen, we'll get to that. But I also want to say real quick on the session magic, I think Rael can kind of tap in a little bit to what's going on because, I mean, I'd imagine the healing, like the Willa Collar brand magic that she was taught as like a young girl, like potentially goes into a similar source. So she can kind of
Mm-hmm.
tap a little bit because she has those skills. But the good marshal is going to help her unlock, or the people on the council maybe will help her unlock her full potential.
Not to mention, I think all of the things that Scylla did that were not either army magic or extensions of her messing around with Nicta's stuff
Yeah.
were probably sourced from this, like from her parents, that a similar thing where it was passed down.
Yeah, it's like the OG magic book.
Yeah,
Like
like
got fragmented.
Like how families kept the first song or the seeds, the first seed songs, whatever. This would be like other seeds and songs and work that were also OG.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is like, you know, the way history, like oral history is how it went about. Like they would tell like legends and stories. This is like the witch version. They passed down the seed songs to their like tribe or their people. But then, like,
and
what it was lost over time, like what it really what meant, you know, because that's how oral histories go. Pieces of it get lost by each oration. So now we got to bring it all back together.
The great game of telephone.
Yes, the great game of magical telephone with dire consequences. That is what's happening in Motherland.
So the death cap seed would come from this, I imagine.
Yeah, wherever Scylla's family like traces back to for like the OG original 5 witches that we'll get, or 6 witches we'll get into later. But yeah.
Which would make sense why it would connect, the mycelium would connect with that seed.
That's probably like, you know what it is? It's probably like that's the one source of like their power kind of thing. And they all got little like songs out of it and like have pieces to it, but nobody has total access to this power.
Yeah,
but I'd imagine
because that would be Crazy Town.
That would be Crazy Town. And that's probably what that, not that we're just jumping ahead, but that's probably what those witches were agreeing upon when they're like, listen, this is too much. We're going to break the world. Let's just take our pieces and just go our separate ways. Disperse for the good of the planet. But my assumption is that the session people are probably most tapped into whatever the source of this is.
So it all started as one great song, and there were those witches that were the stewards of that great song that could end the universe, and then they were all like, nah, we gotta break this up. I like being alive in the universe and stuff. So we're gonna we're each gonna take a part of this because it still needs to be in the world, and we're gonna be the caretakers of this part, and we're gonna disperse across the earth, and then generations happen, and this is the game of telephone that we have now, like the little pieces of it that are left over.
I wonder if there's some weird protocol that they agreed on too, where they're like, listen, if we ever need to get back together and end the universe, here's the signal. And then like, this is where we meet. Like, there's like a map. They have to like meet at some ancient place. Like, who knows? Could be like a great big scavenger hunt.
Knock 3 times and turn around and knock one more. I don't know.
No. I mean, that'd be too easy.
It would be.
Like, that's all we had to do? Yeah. Did all that running in the woods.
But it could be so simple that everyone overlooks it.
That's true. I know. That'd be really funny. I don't know that Elliot would do that, but I think it would be hilarious.
No, he wouldn't, but still. Just be like, oh, torture Raylla one more time.
Gotta fit that last torture in. So while she's in the session learning this magic, she will get tortured somehow because it's real. Prediction.
Although my prediction is Tally gets tortured this time.
I think it's just Tally's season to get super tortured for real. Yeah. And I think Abigail's torturing is going to be drama with her mama in Fort Salem.
Mama drama.
Alrighty, what we got going on next?
Next.
Oh, the River Council people.
Yeah.
They're all young. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, they're all young, but they may not be young.
Right.
These could be not their faces, because I seem to recall also that Arlen said that Nicta wasn't even wearing her true face when she was last season, that it was a younger version.
Oh. Interesting.
I don't remember where that came out, but I'll have to find it. Anyway, so I did read that somewhere, and it interested me. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up now since we're talking about that, and it came to my mind.
Yeah, no, that's true. Other thing is that, yeah, this is definitely that same house, first of all. Super dramatic as fuck looking. Like,
Look at that
what is
chandelier.
this is the nice chandelier. There's actual oil paintings. What is the drapes behind them? It's like these red drapes. Like, it's so dramatic.
That's where they're going to torture Raylla.
Yes, it looks like a vampire definitely lives here.
It does.
It's great. And there's 7 of these people on this council. One of them is definitely in a later scene with the unit when they're at that border against the army.
Third from the right.
People. Yeah, third from the right. Definitely session people. And I like what you said about them being young, and that could be magic. Because, like, also remember the biddy magic comes from the session. So maybe anti-aging magic, they just know how to do it too.
And maybe these people have been alive as long as Alder.
Right. These could be elders from who knows how far back, kind of thing.
Although this one never grew out of the slouching phase and the pink jacket.
That one's gay because of the way she's sitting.
Yeah.
Okay, way to snitch on yourself.
Okay, and girl that shows up later is bi, just an instinct.
100%, yeah. Yeah. I totally get that vibe from her. And then is the second one from the right, does she have a rainbow shawl around her arms?
I believe she does.
I think she does. So we got some queers going on in here. Thanks, Elliot.
Either that or she just really likes rainbow.
And the one on the right has a cane. So
yeah, I'm digging that cane.
I like this. They're actually elders theory. Yeah, I'm digging the cane. Love it. I'm super excited to meet these people.
Girl in the yellow, or woman in the yellow suit there, she looks like the oldest.
Yeah, she looks like the leader of this council. Like,
I bet that's like her offspring slouching to the left.
Yeah. She's like, sit up straight now. Can't tell her nothing.
Sit your gay ass up.
Yeah, we get it. You're gay. This is an important meeting.
Hey, I wonder if that's where they do their dramatic reenactments behind, like that's the stage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that'd be fun. They're definitely going to interrogate the core 4 and figure. That's definitely what's happening.
Yep.
I love it.
I love that the only person we get talking to them is in the next scene.
Yes.
Well, no, that's not. We get Tally too, but anyway, go ahead.
Go. Oh, yeah. They're definitely in that room with them, with Scylla talking.
And Amalia's barely. I love that her accent throws off the cadence of her speech sometimes.
Yes.
So you can tell that something isn't exactly on, and it's adorable. I don't know. It's great. It got me in this scene.
It's great. But I think this is during their trial / council with this Great River Council where they're on trial with them. And she, I think, is pleading the case where they're basically, I think prior to this is like, well, I don't know why we should help you. This is a federal government matter for the U.S. We're not the U.S. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want the army coming in here and invading us. Just get out.
We didn't sign up for this, GTFO. We didn't sign up
for this. Yeah,
you'll be extradited.
Yeah, you need to get out of here. And she's like, yeah, it's the Camarilla and pleading the case. Like, they don't give a fuck about your borders or any treaties or whatever. They just want to kill all the witches is basically what she's saying.
Also, she's wearing plaid.
I was going to ask if this is a different... Okay, so they're at that house for multiple days because that's a different outfit than the very first scene. So maybe that's after they capture them, the marshal finds them, they hold them in this house until they get this council together, and then that's the trial day. So way to wear plaid, power plaid at the trial there, Scylla. She knew what she was doing.
She did. Getting that gay connection.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's pandering for the bi girl and the other queer
she's
girls.
Like, listen, you're bi, I'm bi.
Like, do you really want this to go to the federal
government?
Don't
say bye to us.
Say hi, not bye.
Exactly.
They're like, wait, ladies. The one in the yellow is like, ladies, we are off track right now.
I'm talking about the gayness. And it's not the one with the rainbow shawl.
No, it's not that woman. She's like I think she's the most serious gay in that room.
Yeah.
The shawl. She's also definitely it's a cultural thing, but the way she's wearing the shawl is definitely the way matronly ladies wear them. So like it's indicator of age. So I think we're onto something with this age thing for real.
Yeah, I think we are too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. After Scylla, there's a storm because, of course, there is. So
Of
government
course.
weather work.
Oh.
Yes. Then
Okay.
the scene at the border.
Yes. So we get 2 army witches, what appear to be army witches in army uniform, a barricade, and the woman from the council, By Lady, we'll call her for now.
Yeah, By Lady.
Walking out to meet the army with all of our people behind her.
Yeah, literally all of them.
Okay.
It's very exciting.
So, this tells me that they might be in the session for quite a while, or...
I think so. And I wonder what this is. Is the army just like waiting for the unit to come back so they can arrest them? Were these army people sent by Petra? Who knows what this is? But like, because like they're all there. Like it's really interesting. It almost seems like they're exposed, like the unit and everybody, and probably Nicta's probably in there.
I feel like
risky, you know?
I feel like this is them turning them, either they were going to fight this whole thing, and then they end up turning themselves in so nobody else gets hurt or something. Because this could also be the people that get... I don't know, because that scene with the wind striking was not foggy.
Right. It looks like they're outside. There's, again, the weather. Because remember, we saw them do what they've done, like Army has talked about doing weather as covers. So it doesn't necessarily mean battling. This could just be a cover for this meeting.
Right.
Maybe. And like By Girl's like the negotiator going first. Yeah. Because like the witches behind them don't look super tense. Like Raylla's looking at Scylla because of course she is. And like, yeah, they don't look like they're ready to fight, you know? They're just like, all right, you go tell us what's going on. Negotiator girl in your cheetah print neon. I love it. Outfit.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. I already know we're going to love her.
Already have a crush.
Yep. We love her. Well, can't wait till we get her name.
I know. All right.
And then...
but can I go back just 1 second here?
Please.
Because when you get a close-up of her, I think it's really cool that she's got that one earring on. Yes, she looks really very The Craft. I'm just going to say it.
With like super dark lipstick. Yeah. The black jacket.
She's giving me The Craft vibes. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. It's a classic from it was in the 90s, right?
I think the late 90s, early 2000s.
Late 90s,
I think it was actually 90s, yeah.
I just remember that they had the two actresses up for Best Kiss for the MTV Movie Awards from that movie. So it had to be like late 90s.
I think so.
But yeah, she's giving me those vibes, and now I'm going to have to do an edit with her next to, or put her in the Kraft poster or something.
You have to.
And I'm not talking about Kraft macaroni and cheese. Just...
No.
For all you youngins.
Know your queer history and go watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's Pride Month. Just do us that.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Then Tally's voice takes over as we switch out of that scene. And Tally's pleading her case, what it looks like, because she's in that room. And she's basically saying, hey, this great war we've all been talking about since the dawn of forever isn't this thing on the horizon, like it's happening now. So this is them pleading their case in session. Council is still what's happening. So I guess they let them all talk, is my assumption. And Tally's in a different outfit, so it's trial day for sure. And then the next scene
is Anacostia and
Silver.
What?
Right? Wasn't that Silver? How aren't they the ones creeping?
Silver?
Oh no. Yeah, isn't that Silver?
No, that's her man.
No, when they cut away from Tally, there's 2 people.
Yeah, it's Anacostia and her man.
Yeah.
So, what's his face?
I'm sorry, Sterling. Sorry.
Sterling.
In my brain. Sterling Silver.
I was like, wait a minute, Silver, what do you mean?
Laura Neal would never let Silver be involved with this in a good way.
Okay.
Sterling and Anacostia.
I'm going to point out one thing.
Espionage.
They're playing espionage. If you look at the arm of her jacket.
Yes.
Did you look it up?
No.
It's a Bible verse.
What?
It's a Bible verse.
Is it? Oh,
The
fuck
numbers.
no.
Yeah.
So this is the Camarilla army?
It's basically
Oh, Jesus. Sweet lesbian Jesus.
one of the, I can't remember which
I'm
one it is. I have to
hydrating.
look. Hydrate for lesbian Jesus.
That was scared hydrating. So yeah, Bible verse on the arm. This is 100%. All right. So I was curious without knowing that, like when you pan away from the two of them, the big army, because I was like, it could be witches, but that doesn't make any damn sense. And nobody has like witches' hoods, and it's so flooded with light. I was like, this has to be something else. So I guess this is a civilian army. And since they're all dressed, and this happened really dressed in the same uniform, and this happened pretty quickly, it had to come from somebody who'd fund them. So it has to be the Camarilla because they have all the money, basically. Because this can't come from the government. So this is the Camarilla's civilian army. And it looks the size of a football field or more.
It's scary.
It's terrifying. Ugh. I don't love it.
No.
Yikes. Okay. Then we get the date, June 21st. If you didn't know that, that's when we're getting our season 3.
Yep. You got Tally talking again. And then we go to
the OG witches.
The OG witches with their storms and furies.
Yeah, and they're out in some like crazy looking desert land in I almost looks like a pentagram formation. They're in like a little semicircle. There's 6 of them. And they're like kind of looking up at the sky, and there's this storm happening overhead. So I guess this is the first song.
Yeah.
What they're doing.
Makes sense.
Yep. Then we cut to Kalita finally.
Doing some earth magic.
Yeah,
earth working. She's earth working.
She's earth working.
Are they outside of that house that we keep seeing, or is this a different house?
Excellent question. The exterior of the house, there's like a route going through the entire house. The side of the house. I'm assuming yes. I think this is where they're being held by the session marshal people.
Yeah.
I don't know why Kalita's doing this or what she's doing, because we don't really see the work she's doing.
Right.
But yeah.
So
Tally's in a different outfit too, so again,
I feel like this was basically just to show us that Kalita's there.
Yeah, Kalita's there and doing earthwork, and Tally's observing this earthwork for some reason.
While we get a voiceover.
Well, my question too, yes, we'll get to the voiceover. My first question about watching this was like, is this actually happening, or is this Tally's vision of Kalita doing earthwork? That's important later. Her eyes aren't glowing, but like,
and we don't have any of the artifacts around that you see in her visions.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just Kalita's practicing. They're like, hey, I could do murder work now. I'm going to practice. Who knows?
Murdering the earth.
Murdering stuff. They're going to crumble that house.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So then the voiceover by Nicta is basically, it cuts to it at the end, but it's Nicta talking to Tally, the voiceover, and she's basically telling Tally, you can change the world, but like understand there's consequences if you unleash this kind of work, kind of thing.
So you've got this great and wonderful power, but you got to realize what's going to happen if you use it.
Yeah, and I guess the implication here too is to have that voiceover while Kalita's doing work with Tally is, again, they've been talking about this since the first season. The secret songs the Tarim have literally can change the world, which is why they've never unleashed them. So yeah, I think this is like major foreshadowing for like all these ancient songs that are going to come back by uniting everybody. It's definitely going to change the world one way or another. For good or bad, we shall see.
What if Tally sees all of the different factions that need to come together, all of the different, the way to bring everything together? And that's her big thing this season, is that she's got this vision of what could be and how they could win, but it's going to come at a great price.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. Yeah, so Tally's going to be burdened with knowing everything, how it needs to go down, and like what the consequences would be. And that's basically what Nick is saying, like, there's going to be consequences. That's just how this works.
That would torture Tally.
Yes. No, I think this is going to be Tally's torture. It's going to be knowing the consequences. Like, it's not going to be all rainbows and sunshine like revolutions never are. So, yeah, Tally's going to struggle with this. And I think I love this line too, because it fits the scenes they're splicing with Kalita and like the implication of her work. I think it's hinting at Tally and this vision she's going to get. And then Nicta's talking about herself. Nicta always talks in doublespeak to Tally because that's what Nicta did. Nicta's like, I have this work no one else uses. I changed the world with it, but there's consequences. I'm a fugitive now.
I'm a fugitive and all of these people died. And I'm part of this is the reason I helped the Camarilla unwittingly.
Yeah. Exactly. And not all consequences can be known at the time. I think it's also the implication.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see Kalita's work because
yes,
no one's seen it. So I want to see it. Also, I love Tally's outfit here with her little red jacket. It looks so cute.
She wears that jacket.
She wears it quite a bit. And her little combat boots.
I like her little cardigan underneath.
It's very Tally.
It is.
It is.
And also, Arlen did a wonderful job of just being Nicta. This is like how she's standing, and I know she does. It's just like the first thing I noticed in this scene. It's just like how she's standing, the intensity, everything.
Everything, yes. This is my Nicta. Okay. Just soak in the visual because it's not there often, apparently, and I'm mad about it.
Sad.
All right. Then I don't know what the hell is shattering in the next scene. Oh, it's probably spray work in a bottle is my assumption, or spray work in a... It looks like a giant light. That's why I was confused. I'm like, is it chandelier falling? But it looks like it's falling at the feet of army soldiers.
I'm kind of trying to pause at a part where it's still...
Yes, I've tried and failed multiple times.
Okay, so... It looks almost like the bottom part of a lamp.
Yeah. Like, it looks like one of those fluorescent bulbs that twirls or twists. And it shatters at the feet of what looks like soldiers. I don't know if this is the civilian army or the which army?
I think it's a lamp with the bottom being glass too, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it's some kind of light. Yeah, I think it's a lamp. Like a lamp outside. Maybe it's like Bewitched with work.
So then we get our first shot of Morrigan. First and only. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we sure do. Morrigan is leading a truck away. So I'm assuming that I don't know if he's guiding or they're doing work while this truck is going to like hide the truck or something.
Right. It's a good question. Like, what are you doing? I want to say that Morrigan's leading.
He's
it's funny leading. Because in our fan fiction, we have a scene. One of the big scenes is Morrigan leading everyone else to Scylla, who's been kidnapped. So it just gave me.
That's not what's happening here.
Nah, I figure Morrigan. This is just a Morrigan, either just coming along for the ride, or showing them where to go. Who knows?
Well, okay. I wonder. So the reason I'm wondering if they learned some kind of cloak. I wonder if they learned cloaking magic for this car, because in the very next scene, like they get to the border and you see this like wave, like a mirage,
and it rises.
So I'm wondering if they're cloaking the car or something. I don't know.
I mean, would Adil be able to do that?
Can he do it for a whole vehicle?
Or is Morrigan making them see what Morrigan wants them, or what Scylla wants them to see?
Exactly. They're seeing an army car and not... Yeah, I don't know. But it definitely work is happening with this, like...
Yeah, absolutely.
This guard post. Yeah, so that's why I was like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay.
So something's going down at whatever this is. That's magical. And then we cut to the wedding, which is, we'll get into that in our full detail later. But like, whatever goes down at this wedding isn't good, because the shot of M looks worried as fuck.
M looks worried as fuck and also hot as fuck. So
Yes, good on costume for this outfit M is in. Thank you for the visual. It's beautiful and wonderful. But also M looks afraid, and M is not somebody who gets afraid very easily. So this concerns me about this, whatever this is.
Same.
Yeah. If M's concerned, you should all be concerned.
This is definitely a different house, wherever this is.
This doesn't look like the Session. This looks like colonial America, because there's like...
Yes, it does.
There's Greek columns in there, which America stole from the Greeks. This looks like...
It's neoclassical.
Yeah, it looks like Northeast America is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, absolutely. With you 1,069%.
Yeah, so I think this happens later on in the season after the unit's out of the Session. Or they've split up, maybe, when they split, and Tally goes to California, and then the rest of them head over to the East Coast. I think maybe that's what's happening here. Okay. Or not. Then the haunted house with Scylla and Quinn.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why, but every time I pause on this scene, I somehow pause on this crazy cuckoo clock.
Oh, the clock? Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Okay, it is a cuckoo clock with a wooden reindeer.
Like, what is going on? Literally, oh dear.
So they're definitely not in the New England mansion.
No.
There's cobwebs. Yeah, it doesn't look great. This looks like a hunting cabin. Another one.
Yeah. This is like more rundown than... So, I think that this stuff is infected mycelium.
Me too. It's definitely something necro-y, because when it drips from the ceiling in the next scene, it's forming a life form, almost like we see later on with the fungi, but it's black. So yeah, I think it's infected mycelium also. So what I'm wondering is if, like, when we get, I guess, past Yule is my assumption, where the Camry has their big victory, the mycelium is probably infected with witch plague at that point. And so the witch plague is manifesting mycelium maybe as like life forms to like go after, hunt the witches, maybe. I don't know, but it's not good, because the mycelium at this point can definitely manifest life or witches from the past or like zombie soldiers or whatever. But this looks like the witch plague is like infesting whatever manifestation is dripping from the ceiling.
But Scylla and Quinn don't look scared.
No, that's what it almost looks like. Okay, it almost looks like they're doing a ritual, because there's candles lit everywhere. And so I'm thinking this is some kind of necromagic, and I'm wondering if it's like either they can summon somebody, whoever the fuck they want. So like this would have to be like outside of Samhain magic, because we're past that. It's winter now. And so I wonder if Scylla's summoning a witch that lived in this house, or maybe Raylla.
I'm just saying that because of the whole Edwin and Scylla trying to reach Raylla episode description. But this is Quinn, so I don't know why Quinn would factor in there.
Right, Quinn is what's confusing the fuck out of me. So I feel like Quinn led Scylla to whatever this house is, because she knows stuff. Right, this house has to be important. Maybe this is the house with this chandelier that Raylla's attached to. Like, this looks like this could be in the Session.
Yes, you know what I mean? The cuckoo clock, absolutely.
Like, so yeah, I wonder if this is the one time the Collars vacationed. They went to this cabin. So it has meaning to Raylla for some reason. Yeah. And yeah, maybe they're summoning Raylla so they can talk to her. I don't know.
And it's funny because in the very next scene, we're going to see something similar.
Exactly. Because this looks ritualistic to me.
Yeah. Also, if you, I don't know, where did it go? There's the part where you get the close-up of Scylla. Yeah. The very first part of that scene.
The first part, yeah.
Yeah. When she's standing with her arms crossed and looking up at whatever's coming down, and she's got tears in her eyes. So she's like sad.
Right. Something emotional is happening, but they don't look scared.
They don't look scared, but but Scylla looks sad, so I'm wondering if it does have something to do with Raylla.
Raylla, that would make sense. Or maybe they're summoning Scylla's dead parents. This was one of their houses.
Could be.
Something,
it's kind of like she's closed off with her arms crossed, so she's not sure about what's going on, but she's also sad about what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Definitely some necro magic.
I think we're going to get a lot of necromagic, thank God, this season, because the next scene is also necromagic.
Yeah.
All right.
Isadora.
Confirmed bangs. She has messy hair. We're here to see it. That's the haircut. Love it. She's in her white coat in the necro lab, and they have a portal to another dimension that they've crafted.
I remember the first thing you said to me was she's got Doctor Who's.
It looks like the TARDIS has evaporated into the necro lab, and it's like the multiverse is converging. But it looks like a human-like figure is being manifested with like dark specks. So Alder. Are they summoning Alder from the mycelium?
Perhaps.
Because Lynn gave us BTS photos with that circular fan thing from this room.
Yep.
But to be fair, a lot of things actually happen in this room in the necro lab. So who knows? But it looks like they're summoning Alder is probably what's happening here.
That's my guess.
If summoning her, it's unclear if they're summoning her in a corporeal form that she can stay in, or if they're just like trying to communicate with her. Because again, this is uncharted territory for everybody. But either way, Isadora is going to get Alder in that box, is my assumption.
I love all of her mad scientist chemistry sets to the left and right here.
I love everything about the Necro Lab. It's so on brand. She's got her minions hard at work.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah. So this is gonna be a fun scene.
Agree.
All right. Then we cut to the scariest, most nerve-wracking scene, in my opinion.
Yeah. So we've got
everyone crouching behind Necta.
Well, I see Scylla. I see
Abigail,
Tally, Adil. Right?
Yeah, those are they're all clustered, so it's hard to see everybody.
We talk about Arlen in this little beanie.
I love her. Why isn't she?
I love her too.
Give us these visuals; they're so good, and the gloves with the fingers cut off.
Love it.
About her aesthetic,
adorable.
Hashtag my Necta. Okay, so but she's protecting them. She's stalking towards the danger.
Well, and then look up. There's her bats be going everywhere.
Yeah, she's protecting them. And they're, where are they? They look like they're in some kind of industrial plant, like outside. There's like a giant metal cylinder. It looks deserted. Yeah, I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere they're not supposed to be, I assume.
Now,
and Nyx's got her bats going after a helicopter.
Is somebody in this helicopter that they don't want dead, or perhaps
it explodes? So I assume they want them dead.
Well, I just meant like maybe there was one person
they were trying to save.
Yeah. People were speculating on whether Nyx's trying to bring the copter down or keep it from going totally explosion mode, and I just think she's trying to bring it down.
I think she's trying to bring it down. I wonder if this is early on when they found them and they're trying to, like, I don't know.
If you pause on them right where before the copter explodes and you see the big fuel truck, what I assume is a fuel truck of some sort, it almost looks like you've got all these little, to the left, all these little docks, like places for a truck to pull up to and unload.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of industrial park. Yeah, exactly. Some kind of, oh, wait a minute. Is this maybe the exterior of whatever factory plant they're working in?
Good call. The distribution center.
Yeah, the distribution center. That's what this
that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I don't know why there's a fuel truck hanging out. That's beyond me. But yeah, it looks like loading docks for big rigs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe somebody found them who wasn't, and Nyx was like, oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Bats, do your thing.
Bats, bring it down.
Yeah, because she sure brings it down and it explodes into the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope nobody was on there who wasn't supposed to be.
Me 3.
Yeah. Oh god. Then we get to this fucking scene, which is the extension
I hate it.
the world's worst dinner party at the Bellwether house.
Can I be uninvited to this?
Yes, I don't want to be here. I also think this is like the Last Supper with Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think she goes down.
She's going down after this.
Let's talk about who's in this room.
Your last scene. I see Minerva for one.
Yes, Minerva. Exactly. I was going to say Minerva is definitely there, and she cannot be happy about this because she's she's the HBIC in this house, and now Wade's here pulling rank.
Yep,
can't be good. But yeah, Wade is addressing this group, and it just looks like a group of like government people. Like Petra, the 3 dads are there.
Silver, his wife.
Yeah, his
maybe,
his wife.
Or that's Kara.
Oh god, Kara's definitely at this dinner table. No, isn't his wife dead? Oh,
that's right. His wife is dead.
That's probably Kara.
It's
Kara's
Kara.
at this table.
Get you
She's
money.
at this table. One of these women is Kara at the table because there's a couple in regular clothes.
I just think it's her because she's smiling too evilly, like she's, and she's sitting next to Silver.
She's giving me "I know something you don't know" vibes with that face, right? She's like giving me
water. Yeah, like I know you're gonna die in the next scene vibes.
Yeah, I put the bombs in the White House.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Kara's in there, so fuck you. And everybody at this table, except the witches. So this isn't going to be great. And this is basically a continuation of like what we heard VP Silver saying on the news segment where Wade's like, listen, it's been a long time coming with all these witches running about and basically it's going to end now. So like this is Wade officially making her move with the support of like all of the government to like inveigle herself with the witch affairs that nobody but witches were involved with before. And Petra is probably fuming and like pass the fucking whiskey at this thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a stiff drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a stiff drink. But I must say, Kelly, love to see you. Love your outfit. But the Camry's gonna do you dirty.
Yeah, I love the color of that outfit and her earrings.
Exactly.
The gold necklace. It's so good. Costuming.
I love the earrings. Yeah, she looks great.
She does look great. Okay, but what happened with Tally this season? Is Tally just bad at clothes?
Yes, I think she is. She grew up in the matrifocal compound. Who is she trying to impress there?
Tally needs Scylla to teach her how to dress this season. Yeah. I mean, but no, she can't because I can't see Tally in leather jackets.
No. Tally needs to find herself and who Tally is, I think. There needs to be some Tally exploration that hasn't happened yet.
I'm sure some people would volunteer for that journey as well.
Listen, there are many. So I think this is just Tally's like version of like her awkward teenage phase where she really doesn't know who she is. She's trying out different outfits just to see what's Tally. So she'll get there. She'll get there, guys. She'll get there.
Someday. If
they ever get to chill. Just live their lives. All right. After the world's worst dinner, we're back at the OG witches.
And they're walking away.
Yeah, it looks like the storm is like dissipating overhead. Their magic is done. And this is after they're like, cool, we did the last song. We can never do this again. Let's all walk away. And it's like they're all going to different corners of the globe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're automatically switching from that scene, which I think is important, to Tally having a vision.
Yeah, and it's somebody, I think Nikta's voice, telling Tally, find the source of your sight as she's being possessed / having this vision with the red eyes. And Abigail and Adil are looking at her very concerned, as they should. And then I think we get glimpses of the vision, right?
So I'm paused right on the vision, and you can see the same work. Remember when they were in the dollhouse? Yeah. And totally. Tally could see the work. It was yellow. So it's the same yellow going on, but it also just, this whole scene reminds me of the dollhouse a lot.
I mean, it totally does. Cause it's like, where are they? They're in this like hoarder's paradise of a room.
Exactly.
And like all the work is coming out of like all these objects in the room.
Yeah, you see this giant crystal over here on top of what looks like one of those old milk jug things
like,
that they used to.
The jugs you would actually milk cows out of. Yeah, totally. Giant ass fucking crystal.
It looks like a bunch of, it looks like somebody's really bad flea market.
Yes, it does. It has hardcore flea market vibes. And like, I don't know, with the dark wallpaper and the way this house looks, is this the creepy haunted house Scylla and Quinn end up at?
It might be.
It gives me the same vibes where it's like eclectic, like the clock, like eclectic things, but this is just like maybe a room where like things with magical significance are stored.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like in Friends where they had the closet where Monica like hid everything. That's what this place looks like, where somebody just shoved all their magical shit in there.
I mean, it's not put in there haphazardly, but at the same time, it's not meant for display. It's like a storage thing.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you got the crystal on top of the jug. Yeah, they're not arranged like that for any kind of ceremonial purpose. It's just like things that are magical are all kind of in this room and just need to fit in this room. And there's just work circulating. So who knows what that means?
Yep.
I don't know. And then the voice overhead just keeps saying over and over again, remember the future. Remember the future. And Tally's still having this vision on the ornate couch.
On the ornate couch.
This looks like almost like that session home couch, but who the hell knows?
I think she's like in this wind tunnel of something or other.
I don't know. She's telling us she saw something.
And she's in uniform.
Yeah, so this is why I'm wondering if she's like, remember the future. This is the future. Like they're getting ready to fight. She's back in her uniform. Like, meaning I join up with the military again.
Either that or it's the past.
It could be. But then it gives like the final scene from the vision is just like these dark figures converging against one person, I assume is Raylla.
Okay. Whoa.
And there's like light emanating.
I'm paused at 111 and you can actually, when it's looking down into what is going to be the center of this big explosion.
Yeah.
And you can see that figure has blonde hair.
Yeah. It's a figure on a ledge. Yeah. That looks like Raylla. Because she's the chosen one. Like, this has to be a vision about Raylla.
So didn't she end up in the middle of this craziness?
Yeah. Right. And then I think she harnesses the one power from the past and unleashes it. She's the vessel and unleashes it against the dark figures, which Camarilla, bitches with bad intentions, who the fuck knows. I think it's super interesting. There are 6 of them that we see, like the 6 OG witches. Maybe she's harnessing the OG witches of the past to change the tide. But either way, it looks like this big gold mycelium power coming out of her directly. And she's like floating in whatever this is. Or she's on her back because they knocked her down on that ledge. And it's just like, oh, Raylla's dying, but she's harnessed so much of this power now that she knows how to use it. It's just like big explosion. And maybe she sees Raylla die. Who knows what she sees after this big explosion? Like, how does it change the world? But whatever it is she sees after this, I assume is what shakes Tally. Like,
it makes sense because I always wonder when we were doing the Raylla panel, when Taylor said, or someone, I said something about how many times Raylla's died. And she was like, oh, and we were like, oh, yeah, we don't like it when Raylla dies. And she was like, well, you're really not going to like this season. It was like, and now I'm like remembering that. And like part of me thought like, maybe she's just joking. And then now I'm like, maybe she dies again, but in like a big way, but also not forever.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be a rebirth thing. I think that Raylla has to exhaust the powers to the fullest extent. And then I think once it's over and she's reborn through probably some magic with Scylla, she won't have the mycelium power anymore, is my assumption.
Yes, queen.
Because the mycelium will have fulfilled its mission. Raylla fulfilled her destiny as the chosen one. And that's
Now
it. Then she's
you'll
immortal
move
again.
to a farm and have ducks.
Exactly. Then they get to live. They get to run the fuck away from that and like live their lives. Any more thoughts about
Okay.
Tally's vision?
No, I have thoughts about the
No.
next part.
All right. What are your thoughts about this scene? This is
So
the most random scene to me, honestly.
So random. My only thought is going back to our little theory earlier. This is her training to harness the mycelium powers.
Yeah, so this is Raylla with those really pale blue eyes with like blood dripping from her mouth. I think this is first kill, the Motherland Fort Salem edition. But is it Adil behind her over her shoulder? Or is that like somebody from the session?
I think that's a session marshal guy or something, maybe.
Then yeah, I'm with
or
you.
A session deputy guy.
Deputy guy.
It could be Adil though, but I just assumed it was a session person.
I think you're right.
And also, but I don't think like what it looks like there's something in her mouth.
Yeah, this is probably some ritual that's happening. I don't think she just went full vampire on somebody. I think, something is happening to her and she's harnessing the mycelium. Maybe it's like Vision Quest or something. You know how like you ingest something and you hallucinate and like learn your power that way? There's a bonfire. This looks like a ceremony.
It does. So that's where my brain is at with this scene.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is probably Raylla getting tortured on her way to learning her powers because Elliot is involved and he loves torturing Raylla. So that's what this is. Or it's first kill. Or it's first kill season 2. We don't know. It's Taylor's audition. Just gotta go.
This could be something that they went back and filmed after Taylor came back.
Totally.
For sure.
Totally. For sure.
All right.
It's gonna be freaky, whatever this is.
But
I'm with you. I think this is session stuff happening here.
Cool.
Because then we get the marshal. And it looks like he's in that house because of the green walls. And he's doing some kind of magic to
make Amalia Holm dramatically fall in the most dramatical way possible.
It is super dramatical. I mean, Tally's not doing much better.
No, she's not.
Nick does the only one who's
look at Nick. Nick just like chill, and then.
You, man.
But it's like, look, she's in a doorway with her hands on either side of the door frame, just like sliding down dramatically. At least they're not holding on to two solid things.
Yeah, it's true. She got nothing. But yeah, I don't know why he's doing this to them. Maybe they catch them here and then they're just like, well, stay here. Or I don't know. Either way, haunted house things are going to happen a lot this season.
Did you see that someone she thinks that everyone's commentary on her dramatic falling is hilarious and commented on, or she replied to someone on Twitter about it.
Amalia, you mean?
Yeah, Amalia did.
What'd she say?
Basically was like, well, if they give me permission to go there, I'm gonna go there. Basically what it was. I'll find it for you later. And then I made a meme where it's like this like older lady going into a door that says, so then she commented on it. I mean, she put like a bunch of laughing emojis and a heart. And I was like, yeah, you're totally bought into this.
She's doing her traumatic exit stage left.
Exactly.
It's wonderful. But yeah, I don't know why he's doing this to them. That's the real question. But
he's either shaking them up, or I don't know, were they trying to escape maybe?
That's what I'm saying. Is this the session marshal capturing them? So he's like knocking them over so they can capture them.
Fair enough. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. So I'm wondering if like they just happened to be, they found this house, they happened to be in it. He tracked them here. And then he's like, we're just going to hex this whole house. You guys can't leave. And I'm going to bring the river council to you.
Good theory. I like it.
Because otherwise this is super random.
Agree.
Like they're just like, all right, we're going to send you back topsy-turvy this house. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I wonder if that's really the order.
Made me a little motion sick.
Oh yeah, this looks horrible for like the witches in here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that should be fun.
All right.
What's going on in this scene?
Okay, I have so many questions. Obviously, Adil has a bloodstone compass.
He
What
sure
the
does.
fudge does Scylla have in her hand? Because she seems to slide it closed.
Yes, it almost looks like, not to bring this up, but like from X-Men Gambit, one of the characters who like he used cards.
Are you about to say freaking cards? You're fired.
Yeah, it almost like something is flitting in her hands, is what I'm saying.
See,
like,
for me, it looks like she's closing it.
Yeah, like I don't know. It looks like, yeah, it's not a. I don't think it's a blood compass. I've seen people out there be like, "Oh, Scylla's got one for Raylla." I'm like, no, whatever she's got is like flitting, collapsing. Adil has the blood compass, which like does Kalita get taken? Is my question, because we don't see her a lot, and we see them without her a lot, which is concerning.
I feel like my theory is this is some contraption that Scylla has engineered with her own work.
Me too. Yeah, I think that's exactly what this is. This is Scylla magic. She invented witch whatever this is.
Witch texting and witch whatever the hell this sliding thingamajig is.
Right, exactly. I think this is Scylla magic. And we don't know what it is yet.
She could be...
Go ahead, sorry.
Magical cards. I don't know.
Whatever it is, like it looks like the shape of a card is all I'm saying, but then it like collapses in her hand.
I feel like it's some kind of rectangular thing that she slides closed.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
no, I mean like a slender rectangular thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's definitely Scylla work. I'm with you on that. I think you're right.
Okay,
but yeah, who are they trying to find with the blood compass? I think it's Kalita.
They're all looking in different directions too.
I mean, they're bad spies. Yeah, I mean, half of them are looking one way, the other. Who knows? But they're trying to find somebody. Raylla's not there, Kalita's not there, and Quinn's not there.
And I feel like if they were trying to find anyone, it would be Kalita.
Right. I think I'm with you that I think Raylla's doing her session magic training at this point. Something happened to Kalita. So yeah, maybe they're trying to track Kalita, and that's how they end up with that helicopter. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll see. And new Scylla magic. Something to look forward to.
All right.
Then what the fuck is this? Then it looks like they get captured. They meaning
or turn themselves in.
The unit. Yeah, or turn themselves in. Because they're in their fancy uniforms.
Dress uniforms with a dress witch collar?
Yeah, what the... Why on earth does that exist? Yeah, what is that for? Like, what purpose did that have? I mean,
know. Are they supposed to look even fancier when they're being executed?
Right, I don't... Like, because, like, Nicta didn't get this fancy collar.
You know what? This kind of gives me the vibe of the Camarilla has taken over the army and this is their
device. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm wondering if this is their version of a silencer, so who knows what it actually does. I don't know why they dress them up. Maybe they're trying to execute them, or maybe they're using themselves.
It's their trial.
When the fuck does this happen though? It has to be later in the season.
It has to be.
But Abigail's still in here in this situation talking about fighting.
All right. And then the next one is that scene I mentioned earlier where you can see point of entry on the wall where they came in, the barricade through the back.
Yeah, this is that barricade we saw earlier that was being worked somehow. So maybe it wasn't the witches. Maybe it was Camarilla infiltrating whatever they're doing here. But it looks like the U.S. Army witches are on the other side of that border in their uniform. And Abigail, not in her uniform, is like leading them, addressing them. So like, is this them uniting the army witches? Did army witches go rogue? This is very interesting.
Are there a certain amount of them that did?
Because she looks happy about this. Like, it doesn't look like they're there to arrest her. She looks thrilled. And there's a army, like, caravan, like, van behind them
Mhm.
too. Like it dropped them all off. I don't know. This is interesting. I think they're making their own like rebel army is my assumption in the session
Yeah,
where they can't get them for now.
that would be interesting. I could see
Maybe
that.
M's the one that leads them out there.
Maybe M is. M's got Alder's army.
Yeah, Alder's army. Exactly. Like from Harry Potter, Dumbledore's army. It's
Mhm.
Alder's army.
Yep.
Led by M. And they got them all the way to the session. Good job, M, I assume. And then it says it's time.
Yep.
And then, where are we at? Now it's Bree.
Ah!
At a
Bob!
Camarilla ball, I guess, with a stage in the
Yep.
background.
Always
And there's
dramatic.
Bob being dramatic as fuck as Albin.
That bow tie, though.
That bow tie, and above the bow tie, it looks like a
Mm.
bandage.
It does. So he's
Right.
had somebody trying to cut his vocal cords out.
That's what I'm really hoping happened. I'm hoping that was Scylla. Or Abigail. Abigail would be nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had a dig at Albin and it failed. And now he's hosting a Camarilla party in which the entertainment is Silver and Anacostia in a
You keep
cage.
saying it.
Oh my god, Sterling. I keep saying it. I'm sorry.
It's
Sterling
cracking
Silver.
me up.
Sterling Silver's in my brain.
Yeah, so it's Sterling and Anacostia.
Sterling and Anacostia.
She's still in her uniform, so this has got to be before they escape, obviously, because they're, not escaped.
I'm also wondering if this is like when the unit's trial happened and things went awry, and in the chaos, Albin captured these two.
Mm-hmm.
Or Kara and that group that's definitely going to infiltrate the military rounded them up for some war charges or who the fuck knows, some excuse to capture them. Or they caught them at the snooping on the Camarilla army. I was like,
that could be it.
We're gonna kill you now, but we're gonna watch you die or watch you guys kill each other. This looks like a
I don't see why
match.
they make them change back into their clothes, though.
And their entertainment. Look at how fancy everybody's dressed. Albin likes drama.
Maybe Sterling doesn't have his jacket on, though.
No, he doesn't.
I'm thinking this is before they escape and spy on the little army. That's my theory, but I get what you're saying. Albin would be that dramatic.
He would be. But yeah, maybe not. Either way, this looks like they want them to fight each other to the death, is what this looks like a cage match.
Mm-hmm.
In some fortified witch bubble where Burke can't get out of it, because then we see Mama Costia trying to like create
do some
work.
Yeah. And it doesn't do anything, seemingly.
I don't know, but I wonder if she's fighting Sterling because there's a dude behind her super close to the glass drinking wine, like he's watching the show.
Yeah.
Either way, this scene is going to make me nauseous. I already know, because all of this is just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So the camera is being creepy and terrible and making witches their entertainment.
Witches in cages.
Witches in cages.
Gladiator games.
Yeah, it looks like gladiator games. It's exactly what it is. Like they're battling to the death for the Camry's entertainment.
Gross. Okay. Yeah.
It's gross. Yes.
I'm good.
All right, then we get another title card that says to answer, and then it cuts to what's supposed to look like Scylla and Nicta fighting each other. Yeah.
And that place that they found, dilapidated, whatever barn thing.
This looks like the barn they found together and looked frightened when they were looking in the room. So I think they're fighting somebody else, and it's just cut to look like they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
And I think Nicta says, "Do you want to do this?" And then Scylla, I think, says, "Bring it," and then she wind strikes, and it looks like she's wind striking new Nicta into the barn door. But I think they're fighting somebody else.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, I think it was cut.
You could do that with clever cuts very easily.
They just did some cuts of other scenes. I think they're fighting somebody else in the barn who does work. So maybe it's either Camarilla people, or maybe this is before the session found them, and they're running from session. People who know magic.
They're leading the session, trying to lead the session marshal away.
Away from everybody else, exactly.
And there's a deputy or something.
Yeah, totally.
I totally
He does
get
magic.
that.
Yeah. All right. Next is title card, the final call, and then it looks like it cuts to or fades into Tally. I'm sorry. Tally looks like a character from Peaky Blinders in this scene.
She
The way she's standing in that hat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love it. And so it's Tally, the Peaky Blinders version, with Abigail and Adil, and it looks like they're in that industrial park. So this is before/after Nicta crashes the helicopter.
Yep.
Yeah,
and there's some the Batnado. Yeah.
Then
that name.
The Batnado. Then after that, it's Nicta and Scylla inside a bus working together to break open the glass. That's why they think they're fighting each other, because there's a bunch of scenes of them working together to do stuff. Just the two of them.
I can't tell. I think Scylla windstruck the glass by herself.
It could be, but they're both facing the same direction.
Yeah, no. I'm saying that they're both. I'm just saying, like, you don't see Nicta open her mouth. Yeah, she didn't. So
yeah,
it's Scylla blasting that glass out, and they're in the same. Scylla in that leather jacket. Hello,
leather jacket. It is our friend.
And then is this cut in the same sequence at all? Is my question.
I don't know, but this is
Tally's here all of a sudden, and that weapon is.
What is that weapon? It looks like some kind of modified bow and arrow. So it's some kind of projectile weapon. Again, no guns. A projectile weapon being tossed, slung at Tally and Nicta. And it looks like Tally is. She's got when you're in the car and you stop short and your arm goes out to protect your passenger. Yeah. She's protecting Nicta. So they're on good terms.
Between that and the Matrix.
Yeah. And then the projectile boomerangs away from them. So it's she's getting Nicta out of the line of fire of this thing, and it boomerangs back towards whoever threw it, I assume. So
you see Scylla is ducked enough for it to miss her.
Yeah, and it's interesting, though, because in that scene, that's the same outfit Tally was wearing when they had the blood compass out.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I guess, happens during that day. They run into people who don't like them, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so after Tally saves Nicta from whatever, we cut to a Scylla and Raylla scene where Rayl's like, hey, we'll run away together.
Someday.
So they're going to be split up immediately after she says this.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
Someday soon, we'll go away together.
Yeah, that's cue for they're going to get separated immediately.
Yep. At least, Raylla looks like she's just trying to be the most earnest and honest as possible, and and then I see behind Raylla, it kind of looks like that industrial area,
right? She has to go. I think this is when the session people take her away. She has to go do her thing to be the chosen one, and then Scylla ends up with Nicta and the rest of them.
Yeah.
When the helicopter shows up. Yeah. Then it's cut. Yeah, sad kitten. Then it's cuts on over to another Raylla scene because they're wearing completely different outfits in both of these scenes, and it's a very green scene. So this is a them scene, and she's in Rayl's in the plaid coat we all love, and attacking Scylla with her face.
That's the best way to put it. Rayl's always attacking Scylla with her face.
Throws her body face first at Scylla like she did in the woods in season 2, where she's like, I'm gonna walk away from you. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna throw my face at your face.
Exactly.
Same energy, same move.
Gotta throw my face at your face. But Scylla looks kind of surprised.
Well, who isn't surprised when someone throws their runs at you with their face? You'd think Scylla would be used to it by now. But again, it looks like Raylla was walking away and I was like, nah, and then turns back.
Yeah. Oh, I vey.
Yep, so that happens. And then, any thoughts about that? What's going on there?
Sad. That's all I got.
Yeah. Then we got some more shit going down at the White House where it looks like somebody blew
red
up the Oval Office
explosion
with red. Yeah. So this is, I think, the Cambria taking out Wade and making it look like witches.
Mm-hmm.
And because conveniently, there's a Fox News is there.
Of course.
So convenient, just like the way Fox News happened to be there when Penelope was quote unquote murdered by the unit. So
they show up where they're supposed to.
Yes. So I think this is the Cambria killing Wade. So that's that.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the Core 4 has their own aerial shot of them hugging.
I love it so much.
We deserve that so much. Took 3 seasons, so we got here. And they're basically saying like, oh, every goodbye feels like the last because you're in the final battle, guys. It really could be. And the hug is super cute. I love it.
It is. Everyone's like, why is Tally in bed? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they woke him up. Maybe Tally got hurt. Everyone is afraid that something bad happens to Tally as far as she's having to recover.
This is probably after she has the vision possession from whatever. Because it looks like they're still in that house, that session house.
Yep. Yeah. It does.
So yeah, everyone's like, is Tally okay? And then Sally's like, yeah, I guess this vision shit's real. We gotta separate again. So they're doing an aerial hug and it's really cute.
Going back, like mirroring the one in
season 2.
What that episode was that?
That was the one where Tally was in the infirmary.
Yes.
After the millipedes.
Was in the infirmary. Yes. Can't remember which
Abigail was in the infirmary because the Cambria went after her, and like Raylla and Tally were there too, and they like fell asleep there or something. I don't know. Either way,
life.
Something like that. They sat on a bed and did this, but just the 3 of them. Now we got the 4 of them, which is better.
Yep.
Then we got some scene after this where for reasons.
Okay.
For reasons, Tally, Adil, and Abigail have to jump off a cliff.
Okay, but look, like pause right when they're jumping and you can see that Tally's angle is like just not at all what everyone else's angle is.
No, I don't know what's going on. It's a salvo lesson gone bad.
It's it's Jess is on a wire and just kind of got the wrong angle. I love it.
Then after that, after whatever the fuck that was, then we have like Raylla, Scylla, Abigail, and Adil running in the middle of a street. And it looks like they're being chased by an army.
Yeah.
So that can't be good.
She's in her Levi's jacket.
She's in the flannel jacket. So this is before/after. No, this is probably before the I'm attacking your mouth with my mouth move.
Yeah.
So I guess they spend most of whatever this day is literally running away from the army.
Yep. Okay, here we go.
Then we're at this scene. Okay, now we can gripe about the wedding.
Okay. Here's the first thing I'm going to say.
Go.
This wedding is as real as Raylla's pants.
Yeah, that are in this scene. So, with that being said, what are your reasons for why this isn't real?
Okay, first of all, President effing Wade is officiating.
Right. That hoe is dead. What is she doing as the official? When would she ever officiate?
Thank you.
A witch wedding. Number 1. Okay. Number 2. In what universe would a bellwether share a wedding with anybody else?
Thank you.
Like, Petra's here walking Abigail down the aisle. In what universe is Petra's like, yeah, my daughter, the last bellwether, the greatest of all of us, is going to share her wedding with a session girl. There's no way in hell Petra would let this happen. War or no war. So that right there should tip you off. There's no way in hell this is real.
Someone went and dug up Scylla's granny, stole her burial clothes, brought them back.
Also, like, in no universe would Abigail pick the dress she's wearing.
That is an Edwardian monstrosity.
Yes, it looks like something Mary Shelley got married in, not Abigail fucking Bellwether. Like, and also, like, why isn't she getting married in her military uniform? Why is she in a wedding dress? Like, sure,
why is this a wedding and not a hand fasting?
Yes, nothing about this makes any fucking sense.
This feels like somebody's fever dream.
Right. Right, exactly. Is like, is it a fever dream? Is this some weird... Because I feel like everyone's trapped in something. And it's not really like a vision. Because, like, it's not part of Tally's vision because it's not hazy. Why is M freaking out? Like, this seems like a bad trip for whoever's having this vision.
It does. Like, I could see them not wanting to do a traditional hand fasting ceremony type thing and doing this instead, like in their own time, but none of this feels real.
No, this doesn't feel real, whatever this is.
The set dressing, the colors, everything is so different from everything else in the season.
Right. The outfits they're wearing don't fit any of these characters.
No.
Like, who dressed these people? Raylla, what are you doing?
It's Tally's dream and she dressed them all.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if this is part of Tally's vision. Like sure, she gets splits of stuff with like haziness, but I'm wondering if that's like the beginning and the end, and the middle like evens out. Because even the lighting here is super pale. Like it's hazy in a way. Like it's natural light, but hazy natural light.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Tally seeing pieces of the future? That like the future that could be or something, like who knows, but either way this is
so why did she forget Raylla's pants?
Tally has things to work out in her sexuality is what I'm saying, but she hasn't. She needs to.
These also the boots, you can see a sliver of what Raylla's wearing on her feet.
The white boots.
And I think it's the white boots that Taylor wore to the convention and gave a little tease about that being in her favorite Raylla scene. Something about being picked up. So I don't know if she was referring to something behind the scenes with her being picked up, or like once again, Scylla is picking Raylla up.
Which is on brand for Scylla. Like, she's like, listen, you're not walking fast enough. I'm going to pick you up and we're going to leave this wedding bridal style.
Yes, I'm taking you over the threshold of something.
Yeah, and if it's Tally's fever dream, Scylla has done that before, so it makes sense to conjure that.
Yep.
Either way, that wedding is fake news.
Yep.
All right. Any other gripes about this wedding?
No. We've said it all.
We've said it all. I'm curious to see the whole thing, but it's not real life.
No.
Why is Wade there? But whatever. Anyway, so the next scene is...
That's the thing I kept saying.
I can't get over that.
I kept saying this to people. Why is Wade there? And everyone ignored me. Like, they were more interested in talking about the whole, like, everyone... And I'm like, no. Why
That's the big red flag.
Wade be there?
Not only is she there, she's officiating. Why on earth? Where's, like... who is it? Tandy? Where's the rest of Tandy? Where's she at? Yeah, where's our matrimonial list?
Petra could have officiated.
Right! Literally anybody else could have officiated this. The president who hates them all, who wants them for murder, is not officiating this wedding.
No. Okay.
It's absurd. So there's whatever that is. Fake news. Then we're in, I guess, the woods again, and New Nicta has her bats flying everywhere, and there's a group of people behind her. I think are Dodgers. Honestly.
Yeah, they read Dodger to me.
They read Dodgers because it's men and women, so it's either session people or most likely I think it's Dodger people. These don't look like spray people to me.
Agreed.
Then we get to a scene where necromagic is happening in a flock of sheep, I guess. Alder's getting her sheep herding on. And I
It's a
think it's
pile
all
of alder.
it's a pile of alder. And it's like those mushrooms we saw in the Tarim when the witch bomb went off, but they're actually making alder corporeal. So I assume that I don't know if this is like, again, a vision in the fungatory or something, or this is like Alder actually manifesting in the real world, but there's like somebody else in that field, and I don't know who it is.
She's seeking out the steward, one of the stewards of the first song.
Yeah, so is this a steward of the first song in present day, or is this like a past memory or something? You know, the way like Willie
Right.
Collar in the mycelium like was like looking through memories to show Raylla.
Exactly.
I can't tell because like I don't know. Alder's
Are we
outfit
in
also
or out
screams
of the
past.
mycelium?
Right, that's the question. And her eyes are glowing, like mycelium color glow, which makes me think it's outside of the mycelium more than inside. But like she's in Ireland or some shit.
Yeah, like she just showed up.
You know?
Well, she's tracked down one of the people that like has the song,
who's hiding out with
she's
her
like,
sheep.
"Hey, what's up, sheep lady? Let's talk."
Yeah, she's like, "Put your sheep away. We need to
put your sheep away.
Apocalypse now.
Give me the song.
Give me the fucking song." But I'm sure Alder will say that nicely. But you know, I'm digging Alder with the braided hair, the hair
Me
down,
too.
this outfit. Yes, yes to all of
it's
this.
a look. It's a look, and we love it.
It has. If Alder never joined the military vibes, and I'm here
It does. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. So excited to see who this other person is. And basically she's saying, listen, witches, we're going to be stronger together. Don't despair. Alder voiceover. Yep. And then after the sheep, we go back to, I guess, the session border. Because there's like concrete barriers, a bunch of people walking about. And the unit with Scylla marches through. All determined and shit.
Holding hands and taking names.
Yeah, and I assume they're turning themselves in or doing something with the army they've been running from, because they're in those same outfits as when they were running through the streets, and nobody looks super thrilled about what's about to happen.
Yep.
But they're like holding hands, like they're bracing themselves for something.
Or they're about to do some cray magic.
Yeah, or that. They're about to witch bomb some people, and they don't want to. And that's it.
And that's it.
That's the trailer. There's so much fucking shit happening in this trailer. God damn.
It's just enormous.
It's enormous. Like I wasn't expecting them to have so many scenes from so many different episodes and moments in this trailer, but they really do. It's multiple days. Like it's at least 5 different days just based on the outfits alone.
Yes.
So that's crazy to have like at least half the season in like the trailer.
I agree. It's
yeah,
very. I'd have to go back and look at the other trailers, but I feel like we didn't get that much in the others.
No, I don't think we did. I don't think it was as many quick little cuts. I think it was like longer scenes. Like they gave us like 2 or 3 seconds, not like these 30-second quick cut things from multiple episodes. But
I think it's
go. Sorry.
I think it's also harder to tell what's going to happen if they do that quick, and that may be a reason.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're trying to. Well, they meaning Elliot is like, listen, Russian roulette this thing, and like cut them so that nobody knows what the fuck is going on. So it's like multiple days being cut together, so it looks like a sequence, but it's not. Which is
absolutely.
But my main takeaway from like what the fuck is going to happen is that we confirmed we definitely see Alder in one way, shape, or form, which good. Lynn's back, guys. We're definitely seeing necromagic in one way, shape, or form. Isadora has her bangs. That was a takeaway. The federal government is for sure after the unit and possibly Nicta too. And it looks like they capture them based on that red collar thing and in their uniforms. We get confirmation of like Anacostia and Sterling doing spy work, and they unfortunately get captured by the Camarilla. And it looks like the Camarilla is definitely got a human army going on. So all that talk of like we should have a civilian army, it looks like they already had one and like locked and loaded, ready to go. I think we're definitely going to see, definitely confirmed, session councils and probably session magic based on seeing the session marshal doing that topsy-turvy house thing with the unit and Nicta. So that'll be super interesting.
And seeing through Adil's invisibility.
Yes, which is crazy and also super cool. So that'll be interesting. Raylla is definitely on some kind of like magical quest.
Yes.
Definitely. That's definitely going down. We're going to see multiple haunted houses and somebody goes missing to the point where they needed a blood compass, and my money's on Kalita.
I am with you because that makes a lot of sense as to why they would have the blood if Kalita gave Adil back his necklace.
Right. I don't think everybody else was like exchanging blood just in case.
No.
I think that's still just the two of them. But my main takeaway from all of this is there's no downtime in this season. Like, it looks like it's constant action and moving, and it's because like we didn't really get a lot of scenes. The longest scene we really got was like the dinner with Wade, where it was like a scene where everyone's kind of in a room. But it looks like it's going to be crazy. A lot of running from witches running and just like battling, and it's going to be a lot of action this season.
Yes. There's not a lot of, there is no chill time for anyone.
No, I don't think anybody gets chill time. I think if you do, you're going to get traumatized shortly after.
Even when you're having chill time next to the copier, you're going to get interrupted.
Right. There's going to be some angst and drama and somebody interrupting you.
Yeah.
That's my main takeaway. Do you have any main takeaways?
You kind of covered it all, except the only thing I'll add is I want that cuckoo clock.
I want to see the rest of that house, man.
Yeah, I want a tour, please.
Yeah, what is going on?
I want to know what...
Does the cuckoo clock go off?
Yeah, I need to know. These are things we need to know, and it better be in the episode.
Otherwise, why have it?
Exactly. Why would you show a cuckoo clock that doesn't go off?
Right.
Logic.
That's a waste.
No, I think that we're on the same page with everything. Pretty much everything.
And Morgan the Bird is back.
Morgan!
Also confirmed.
Morgan.
Also confirmed. Morgan the Bird.
I am happy about that. We didn't get to see... The only work we got to see Scylla do in this trailer was wind striking things and people.
And the weird thing she had in her hands.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we don't know what that is. We know what a wind strike is. Yes. So I'm thinking that they cut the trailer also in a way to where you don't get to see Scylla doing any of her super special, cool necro stuff.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. Well, nobody, aside from like the session marshal, really did magic that was new. Because like Nicta with the bats, we already knew she could do shit with the bats. Wind striking, we always see that. Raylla's eyes were glowing, but we didn't see her do anything. We know Tally gets visions because of the Alder stuff from season 2. Kalita had her hands on the ground, but we don't see what the hell she was doing. And like from the prehistoric witches, we saw them doing weather work, which we've seen before.
We've seen. So
yeah, I think
they're saving all the new work for revealing.
I think the only thing we got a hint of that was new was just the fungi forming into people. Because we saw 3 different instances of that kind of the beginnings of that happening, and then the Alder piece, but we don't know how that happens or why.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm sure Isadora's on it. That's why she had all our scientists in the lab.
Yeah, I mean, she's got bangs. That means business.
That was business. She had the white coat on. That is, don't fucking talk to me. I talk to you and tell you what to do, Isadora. Which I'm here for that.
I'm definitely here for that as well. I want to hang out in the lab and just watch.
Yes. I want to watch whatever that was going down.
So yeah, I think that's. I think we've covered everything.
That's it, guys. If you have any theories, if there are things we missed about the trailer, if you agree, disagree with us, let us know. We're in
if you found Raylla's pants.
Yeah. Did Wade have them? I don't know. We're Rails.
I know And
Who
everyone was like,
dressed the
she
two of
doesn't
them?
need pants. And I'm like, I know she doesn't need pants. She looks hot. But at the same time, it bothers me.
But we've never seen Raylla wear anything remotely close to that outfit before. Last time she was in that jumper for Beltane, not whatever that was. And what was Scylla wearing? Scylla, what is that outfit? Who gets married in that? Even Abigail, like all the clothes look off for the era. Like, you know what I mean?
This is not right. I knew we were going to scream about the wedding more than anything else.
It was a hot mess.
All right. So, yes, tell us what you think. Holler at us.
Yes.
Let us know if you think we missed anything, like Theora said. And I guess we'll party with you when season 3 comes.
Yeah, we are like in the final countdown, guys.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so be sure
9 days.
Yeah, we're in like single digits. That's where we're at. So just keep being annoying on social media and using all those hashtags, and let's get this party started. It's gonna be wild. Can't wait.
Amazing.
All
right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, until next time, our next episode will likely be us screaming about the first episode of season 3, unless they drop some other giant news on us. But yeah, we will see you guys for season 3.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
And with that, we've been Big Witch Energy. If you like this episode, check out all of our other episodes right here on YouTube. Please like, comment below, and subscribe for more amazing content. Hydrate for Lesbian Jesus.